So today, I have quite a bit of stuff to unbox. Allow me to explain. Firstly, apologies, there hasn't been like a vlog for the past kind of week. It's been a bit busy this week and I haven't been doing anything remotely exciting. However, today, and in preparation for some videos that I'm going to be making kind of over the coming weeks and months and whatnot, I wanted to get some new stuff. Namely, a green screen, a light, and I can't remember, oh, the other one's a tripod, but that's for my light, so it's kind of part and parcel of the same thing. And I'm pretty sure that's what's in here. So, I bought a pop-up green screen because, as you can probably tell by my room, I don't really have the space to put up like a full green screen, or at least if I did, it would dominate my room. So, why not a pop-up one? It's pretty big. I didn't think it was going to be this big. It's also blue. Oh, you know what? That's actually not that bad. So I read on some of the Amazon reviews, they were like, you should definitely watch videos on how to put it back because it's really difficult. All right. That's part one. So, the reason I need these is because, you can probably start to tell already, as it gets later in the day and it gets darker, it gets incredibly hard to film nice quality in this room. Because if it gets dark, then the footage gets grainy. I've got like a basic sort of IKEA lamp up there, which is a horrendous solution, but it's a temporary lighting solution so it doesn't look like this. But with a ring light, I can then basically light myself well, no matter what time it is in the day. It's also important for the green screen because I need the lighting to be even so you don't get sort of distortion and artifacting. So that'll be useful. Plus, when I go to do unboxing videos, it means if I ever get sent a product and I have to unbox in the night time, then I actually can do it. All these things come in these nice carry cases. Super handy. Okay, so I don't need instruction manuals, it's a light. How hard can it be, right? So this goes on here. And then it turns on like so. That is pretty bright. And while that is pretty bright, what it does now allow me to do is effectively, as mentioned, now film no matter what time of day it is. It's a little bit bright, I do need to kind of tweak the settings, but it's basically without light, with light, without light, with light. Obviously in an ideal world you would probably get two of these so you could light from like one side and then the other side. Let's start with one for now, see how we go. So the next step is to try and work out an appropriate way to keep my green screen up and set up the light and mess around with the green screen. I have an idea. I have a tripod that I don't use these days, so if I would stand this up, like so. So the tripod kind of works, but I'm going to need something that sits slightly closer behind me. But for the purposes of testing, I'm beginning to think I might have needed two lights now. I completely understand the logic behind it, because you have one that shines that way, one that shines that way, and that prevents this sort of like shadow side on the side of my head. However, for testing purposes, as I said, if I open up OBS and I make a new scene and then I go and add a video capture device and then preview this, we can now see me. Cool. If I then adjust myself so that I'm more in line with the green screen, cut it out so you only see the green bits, and then we use Chroma key, select this. Oh no. See, this is one of the problems, and this is why lighting correctly is so important. If it's not lit correctly, then you're going to have that horrible effect there. But with a bit of messing around with the settings, we can then get something that looks a bit more like this. There is still a little bit of distortion down in the corner there, but generally speaking, much better place. So we can then do something that looks a little bit more like this. We can put random stuff in the background, which is useful, and then I can sit in the corner. So of course, when I'm playing games, it then means I can avoid having like a facecam window like this, which is kind of, it's fine normally, but it can be a little bit intrusive in kind of general gameplay stuff. So it's nice just to be able to kind of put yourself in the corner and do that. So need to mess around with the value somewhat, potentially move the light around. The annoying thing, as you guys can probably see from the setup, is that this desk is against the wall, which is of course an issue because normally you would put the lights behind the desk so they're pointing at even angles, whereas this one right now is not quite there. It's fine. It's something that I can work around. It might just need to be sort of, what you can do is you can get those ultra bright white light bulbs. So what I might still do is make use of that strategically placed lamp and then put a proper white light in there. So then that can be my second sort of counter light, and then I've got this one over here. The main thing is I'm now one step closer to being where I need to be. I need to kind of mess around with settings and whatnot, but that can take a while. The other important thing is when I need to do unboxing videos, it now means if I'm trying to look at a product, I can light it properly, which is infinitely more useful, because the last thing you want to do is put out like an unboxing video and the product looks grainy, not cool, with Nintendo Switch on the horizon, and of course going to be making videos on that, then of course it means better quality. So it's kind of it. I apologise that it's not the most exciting vlog. We didn't fly anywhere. We didn't go to any crazy events. There were no real life events. I didn't fire guns or anything. But hey, sometimes it's going to be like that. My life is not always jet-setting, travelling. As exciting as it has been, it's not always like that. So sometimes we just sit here, work out solutions to problems, and try and make some cool stuff behind the scenes and whatnot. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of catch up. I will hopefully have some more vlogs, some more stuff coming on this channel in the next week or so, because I've got some other cool stuff to look forward to. But for the time being, thanks for watching, and I'm out.